Welcome to Think Global, your source for in-depth analysis and insights on global events. Am I the only one that didn't know how deep the roots of the UK riots of 2024 go? The year is 2024. The United Kingdom, once a symbol of stability and order, finds itself engulfed in flames, a stark contrast to its former image. Riots have erupted across major cities, leaving a trail of destruction and despair in their wake, with buildings reduced to rubble and communities torn apart. The air is thick with smoke, the streets littered with debris, and a palpable sense of fear hangs heavy over the nation. The once bustling streets now resemble a war zone. Amid the chaos, one name is on everyone's lips: Tommy Robinson. His name echoes through the chants of the rioters and the whispers of the fearful. A controversial figure known for his far-right ideology, Robinson has become synonymous with the unrest gripping the UK. His speeches, filled with incendiary rhetoric, have fueled the flames of discontent. His inflammatory rhetoric, amplified by the echo chamber of social media, has struck a chord with a segment of society grappling with economic hardship, social alienation, and deep-seated resentment. The power of his words has mobilized a disenfranchised populace. The riots, a symptom of deeper societal fractures, have laid bare the fault lines running through British society. These divisions, long simmering beneath the surface, have now erupted into open conflict. The question on everyone's mind is simple yet profound. How did it come to this? What were the events and influences that led to such widespread chaos? To understand the answer, we must delve into the life and ideology of Tommy Robinson, the man who has become the face of this unrest. His journey, from a local activist to a national figure, holds the key to understanding the current turmoil. The seeds of the 2024 riots were sown years earlier, with the economic downturn following Brexit. The financial strain on the working class created a fertile ground for discontent. Austerity measures and cuts to public services exacerbated the situation, leaving many feeling abandoned by the government. The government's failure to address economic inequality has led to widespread frustration, notes one political analyst. Key events, such as the violent clashes between police and protesters in early 2024, further inflamed tensions. The heavy-handed response by law enforcement only served to galvanize the rioters. People feel unheard and marginalized. This is their way of fighting back, explains a community leader. Social media played a crucial role in spreading incendiary messages and organizing protests, with viral videos of the riots fueling the fire. Tommy Robinson's controversial statements, such as "We will not be silenced," resonated with many, further stoking the flames of rebellion. As the nation grapples with the aftermath, the debate continues over the root causes and the path forward. The UK riots of 2024 have left an indelible mark on the country's history, a stark reminder of the consequences of unresolved societal issues. Tommy Robinson, born Stephen Yaxley Lennon, is a study in contradictions. A self-proclaimed patriot, he is seen by many as a symbol of hate. A champion of free speech, he has been repeatedly condemned for inciting violence. His life story is a cautionary tale of how charisma, coupled with a dangerous ideology, can have devastating consequences. Robinson rose to prominence in the late 2000s as the leader of the English Defence League, a far-right organization notorious for its anti-Islam stance and aggressive street protests. His rhetoric, often laced with Islamophobic tropes and inflammatory language, resonated with a segment of British society disillusioned with multiculturalism and apprehensive about the perceived Islamization of their country. Robinson's supporters view him as a truth-teller, unafraid to challenge the political establishment and speak out against what they perceive as the erosion of traditional British values. His detractors, however, see him as a dangerous demagogue, exploiting fear and prejudice to advance a xenophobic agenda. Robinson's influence extended beyond the streets and into the digital realm. His social media activity, filled with provocative and often incendiary content, played a significant role in mobilizing his base. His speeches, both online and in person, frequently targeted Muslim communities, painting them as a threat to British society. This rhetoric fueled tensions and contributed to the atmosphere of unrest leading up to the riots. The viral nature of his posts amplified his reach, allowing his message to spread rapidly and incite strong reactions from both supporters and opponents. slogans and waving banners emblazoned with Islamophobic messages. The EDL's rallies were notorious for attracting far-right extremists, football hooligans, and individuals with a history of violence. Clashes with anti-fascist counter-protesters were common, often resulting in injuries and arrests. The group's activities created a climate of fear and intimidation, particularly in communities with large Muslim populations. Robinson officially left the EDL in 2013, stating, "I've been considering this for a long time. I want to lead a better life." Claiming to have renounced his extremist views, however, he has continued to espouse anti-Islam sentiments and associate with far-right figures. The EDL itself has dwindled in size and influence in recent years, but its legacy of hate and division continues to cast a long shadow over British society. As one former member put it, "We thought we were fighting for our country, but we only brought more division." power of social media to shape public opinion and drive action cannot be underestimated.
Balancing the need for free speech with the imperative to curb hate speech is, well, one of the most pressing challenges of our time. We must ensure that our policies and regulations are robust enough to prevent the spread of harmful content without stifling legitimate discourse and debate. This is a delicate balance, and it requires the cooperation of governments, social media companies, and civil society to navigate successfully. Legal expert Dr. Jane Smith states, "We must protect free speech, but not at the cost of public safety." Activist John Doe adds, "Our voices matter, but so does the safety of our communities. We need laws that reflect both."
The gap between the rich and the poor has never been so wide. According to recent statistics, the top 1% of the population holds more than 20% of the nation's wealth. It's like we're living in two different worlds. Dr. Jane Smith, an economist, states that this disparity is unprecedented in modern UK history.
Economic disparity is a breeding ground for frustration and anger. John, a resident of a struggling community, shares his story of working 2 jobs and still not making ends meet. When people feel left behind, they start to lose faith in the system. Political polarization has only intensified, with many feeling that their voices are not being heard.
To truly address the root causes of these riots, we must look beyond the immediate chaos. It requires a deep systemic change in how we address economic inequality, social justice, and political representation.
We need to invest in our communities, provide better education, and create job opportunities. Only then can we hope to see real change.
I've lived here my whole life, and it's hard to see my neighborhood suffer. We need more support and understanding from those in power.
By listening to those directly impacted and working together, we can begin to heal and build a more just society. The future of this divided nation hinges on our ability to come together and find common ground. Political analysts predict that the next decade will be crucial. It's not just about healing the wounds of the past, but also about building a more inclusive and equitable society for the future. Community leaders emphasize the importance of grassroots efforts and local initiatives. Together, they believe we can create a united and prosperous nation. In these challenging times, a call for unity and understanding is more important than ever. Only by listening to each other and working together can we hope to overcome the divisions that threaten to tear us apart. As Martin Luther King Jr. once said, "We must learn to live together as brothers or perish together as fools." Nelson Mandela echoed this sentiment, emphasizing that reconciliation means working together to correct the legacy of past injustice. Across the UK, there have been numerous successful reconciliation efforts. In Birmingham, community leaders have come together to address social issues, fostering a spirit of cooperation and mutual respect. Youth programs and cultural festivals have also played a crucial role in bridging gaps between different communities, proving that unity and understanding are achievable goals. By embracing our shared humanity and celebrating our differences, we can build a stronger, more inclusive society for all. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Think Global for more updates and analysis.